I'm Ryan Carlson, one of the Geek Dads, and we're going to be talking about a new alternative to selling your pre-loved kid stuff. Because, the funny thing about kids is that they keep getting bigger, and in their wake they leave a trail of cast-off clothing, toys, and accessories that they've outgrown. So I invited the team from Kidizen to discuss how their new marketplace for kid stuff will work. Okay, so we are here talking about the origin of an app that I'm actually really excited about. It's called Kidizen, and you can check it out at kidizen.com. That's Kidizen. For those of you who are on the audio version, if you're watching the video, well, then you get to see what Kidizen looks like. So Doug Nichols, the CEO or the chief executive kid, right?
That's right.
Is here with his team. And so actually, if we could just quickly go around and introduce who we are and what would you say you do here, and then we can go into a demo of what Kidizen does and why. Actually, when you introduce yourself, not only what you worked on, but what you're most excited about this project. Why do you like it? Go.
All right. Well, I'm Dory Graff, one of the co-founders and chief marketing and community kid. I would say one of the most exciting things for me working with our users and the community is just the community aspect and being able to buy and sell and share things with other parents. And I think that a lot of the features that we have in the new version of the app really hone in on that community experience.
I'm Mary Fallon. I am the other co-founder of Kidizen and the chief creative kid. Let's see what I'm most excited about. I think, I feel great that we've found a way to really help parents recognize the value of what they have, what they already have, and really tap into our communal wealth. So I'm pretty excited about what we have going on.
And I'm Doug Nichols. I'm the chief executive kid. And, what excites me about this is building a company is so much fun. It's amazing. And what's interesting about this business is it's a community-focused business. And the people that we're bringing on early and that are helping grow this, it's a lot like growing a company. So the culture is so critically important. And as we bring people on, and it's exciting to think about the fact that we're all building this community together, and that motivates me.
I'm Ian Finlay, and I am the lead iOS kid. And I'm also excited about growing the company, and I'm excited to be a part of what I think is a great idea, and I think it's really needed in the parent community.
I'm Chris Montgomery, the lead tech kid. I enjoy being part of startups and working in an iOS world, kind of the mobile thing, which is our future. It's so exciting kind of using those modern technologies and pushing the envelope. It's just a blast, and I look forward to doing that more.
So what I think is unique about what we've done here is you started with a mobile app. Most people start with their minimum viable product is starting with a website, and then we, as an afterthought, then we'll build the app thing. Whereas here, we actually have the native app right from the get-go, and I think that's what's really exciting. So, Doug, if you would drive us through what Kidizen is, maybe there's an elevator pitch that can help succinctly describe why you would be downloading this, and then how to use it.
Sure. So Kidizen is a marketplace. It's a peer-to-peer marketplace for parents or anybody who's looking to find or sell kid stuff. The problem we're solving is that as parents, and any parent will immediately understand this, when you don't have kids and all of a sudden you go to having kids, there's all this stuff that comes into your life, whether it be clothes, strollers, baby gear, etc.
4 car seats.
Yeah, exactly. And quickly, you realize that stuff needs to go out of your life. Otherwise, you're going to have just a massive amount of stuff in your house. So we really built Kidizen with that pain point in mind, and as a place where parents can connect with like-minded individuals and be able to transact with each other with that stuff.
And what I'm most excited about personally as a father of 3 girls is that my last daughter didn't really get any hand-me-downs from the eldest because clothes just wear out. So she's getting all this new clothing. Middle child gets very little, unfortunately. I feel bad about it, but we'll make up for it with like a new car or something. And when she's 25 and gets a scholarship or something, we have this growing collection of bins of stuff, and we need to do something with it. Craigslist has kind of got that creepiness factor. It's really hard to post. It gets lost. It's lots of text. I have to use third-party apps just to get pictures and manage the posts in any meaningful manner. So we've had our best luck there because it's local. I mean, it is our regional market here in Minnesota. And then eBay is, I feel like I'm lost. As an individual, I don't feel like I have a voice or much control, or even to be able to compete with the professional, quotation fingers, the professional sellers.
Right.
So we saw this at a mobile conference, and you guys won part of that contest,
Got to
right?
accept a really big check on a stage.
That's right.
It's amazing.
And so, I mean, this was up against people who were, making crime-fighting apps for collecting evidence. There was, stuff for doctors to keep in contact, and it was all like very deep, heavy, important things in which you'd have angel investors and people putting money into it because, pharmaceutical and the health industry are all going to see value in it, right? You're saving lives. But it was hard to get a really strong emotional connection, with something like CSI or pieces like that. But the minute you got up on stage and you were telling me basically a better way, a pretty way, a functional way to get rid of kids stuff and display it and buy things too, right? We still have to buy things, and we're going to continue to buy things with 3 growing kids. So if you would, what do we need to do to start? We've got
so
here on the screen.
If you download the app, the first thing you're going to see is that we've got a coach in the beginning, and so you can get an idea of what this is about. And you hit it on the head. It's about community. So we're very different from Craigslist or eBay because this is a community of parents, and it's a marketplace for one thing, and that's stuff for your kids. And this community all has a common interest. We all care about our kids. The other thing you'll see is that we make it really easy to list and sell. You can set up a shop. You can sell things. And you can curate style too, which is really cool about this. So if you've got community where people are following each other, and you've got the basic social tools built in, it's really easy for a buyer, for instance, to be able to follow somebody else who's got kids that are maybe 6 months or a year older, and that shares similar tastes and styles. And as a seller, and we see this, our sellers take pride. They take pride in the kind of shop they have and the kind of content and fashion that they present in their store. So that curation piece is really important too.
And this is not unlike how family members of mine follow various people on Pinterest for like this person has got the best recipes, or I love what they do with their kids' room, and so I follow them, and turns out their playroom they did something like this. And so,
absolutely. It is as much about inspiration as it is about purchase. Ultimately, we're a marketplace, and so we want to facilitate those transactions to happen with each other, but there's a lot of the curation piece and the dreaming and inspiration.
So what's next?
So if you connect with Facebook, we'll take you into the app, and we're going to drop you into the app, and what you'll see is that there's a feed of content here. And I can quickly just tap. I can look and see what an item is, what the price is on that item. Now, in this particular case, I'm shopping for my daughter Daisy, and it's Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day just happened, and so she still wants an outfit for a party she's going to next weekend. So one of the cool things about this app is we can set up a filter for your kids. So one of the things we ask you if you're a first-time user signing in is a little information about your kid, age and size. So this is my daughter. She's 2. Isn't she cute as a button?
She is.
Thank you.
For those on the audio-only version, she's really cute.
So I can filter based on her size, and I can go and look at all the different shops that are in there and all the things that would potentially fit her. And again, I said I'm looking for something for Valentine's Day. This is pink. That would certainly suit the bill. So let's go ahead and look at that. A couple things you can see. I can see, I like that a lot. So there's just basic favoriting features built in. You can see that other people like it too. And I can see the seller Dot's shop has other items in here.
Yep.
And so I'm going to go visit her shop because it looks like she's got some interesting stuff. And just a quick scan down, I can see there's a lot of great stuff in here. So I want to make sure I see more of her content in my feed. So I'm going to follow her. But again, I'm looking for something specific. Wow, that is cute. Let's check that out. So this is a big chill hooded jacket. I think Daisy would look amazing in that. So I'm going to just add it to my cart. And if I go back home, I tap that button on top, which takes me back to the home feed.
Yep.
And I can go into the cart very quickly, and I can just tap Pay with PayPal, sign into PayPal. Boom. It's on its way.
And it looks like you can also pay with a credit card
I can.
as well.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's a quick look at how easy it is to buy something. I think the other interesting thing, if you want me to keep going in terms of a demo.
No, by all means.
Okay.
I want to see how you can sell things too.
Yeah. So the app is arranged around, we've got a menu system that slides out. And I've got my own profile in here. Quickly look at all the listings that I have for sale. And again, these curation and community features are built in terms of my favorites, the people I'm following, and the people that are following me, so I can quickly get to their style and their fashion sense. And it's got to be super easy to sell something. So I just tapped on the sell button. I'm just going to walk you through quickly how fast it is. We paid a lot of attention to the design here because we wanted to make it about taps and not about typing.
Yep.
So if I go in, I can choose a photo of something or I can take a photo. We have some great features in terms of being able to scale and crop. We really try and emphasize with our sellers how important a photo is. A photo tells 1,000 words, as the saying goes. And it is
Especially with clothing.
Yeah, and it's critical that it's presented nicely.
When you say minor blueberry stains, what's your definition of minor?
Mine is a relative term, isn't it?
That's true.
Well, and that's why it's important that in the app that you can contact a seller and you can talk to them and you can message back and forth and ask questions about various
So there's
items.
in-app messaging as well.
There's in-app messaging and there's also in-app commenting. So
Excellent.
What we see actually is that a lot of users will just add a comment in, and it might just be something like, "Hey, that's really cute," or it might be a question.
Yep.
And then it's usually if there's they can message someone privately if they want to as well.
So posting things is really simple, and
taps.
Payment, you get notified, you get the shipping information. So it's not unlike eBay in which you're going to ship things out. If you're within the same community, would you have the option of arranging a pickup or drop off or anything along those lines? Or
Yeah, absolutely. Sellers can contact each other, and they can certainly arrange to meet in person. But what we found is that people are not having any challenges with the shipping. So kids' clothing is actually really easy to ship. It's not expensive, and it's pretty painless.
So this is something that is actually simple enough where I could teach my 7-year-old to say, well, how about you go and look through these items and either favorite things. So can you set up multiple user profiles in here, or can you can favorite things for specific kids in the same household?
That is a great feature idea, isn't it?
So yeah. So here you go. Here's my free feature. Having a mode in which only the parents can actually add things to the shopping cart, but you can let the kids go through, Anya's dream closet, right?
Yeah.
And she can go through and look for inspiration pieces, and then mom and dad can then go through and say, yes, yes, no, too much, good enough, ask questions of the seller.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, come on.
That's an awesome idea.
Okay. All right, I'll expect
You're hired.
my nickel. My nickel. So, this is pretty straightforward. What would you say, the reaction has been because you've had several thousand users of it in your initial beta, and now it's just released in the App Store as of this week?
It was mid-December.
Mid-December.
Quiet release. 2 are MVP users, and it's software, right? So when you release software, it's always good to do a quiet release and then get some feedback real quick. And so that we've done, and we're just excited to announce publicly the launch of the app.
One of the things I wanted you to do is quickly show in the selling piece where you've got transparency on exactly what you make.
Sure.
Because I think that's actually one of the important pieces. As a current Craigslist and eBay user myself, I find it frustrating. Craigslist is always the horse trading where people like, well, here's your $20. Like, I said 25. Well, how about 20? I said 25. And then eBay, where it's just a lot of fees, where it's really hard to get a grasp on, well, how much am I making?
Yeah.
on this transaction?
Yeah, so I'll just walk you through the selling process. It's one simple screen, really. So grab a picture, put a title in, tap, don't type, tap, don't type. This is for girls. It's category of clothing. This happens to be size 10. I can choose a brand. I can choose the condition, and can write it.
Where's blueberry stains?
Right. I can say no blueberry stains. I wouldn't actually probably post that. Let's say cute dress. It's a demo. We'll just move quickly through.
Blueberries. It's a feature, not a bug.
So listing price. Let's say I'm gonna list it for $10. That means that a buyer is going to pay $10.
Okay.
And I can see that I'm going to make $8.71. And we do want to be transparent about what our seller fee policy is.
Yep.
So that we're providing that transparency right there.
Excellent. And then you arrange shipping between you and the seller.
So
Is that accurate?
today, actually, our sellers are doing the shipping. So they'll get a label in PayPal, basically. We're using PayPal, which makes it nice and easy. As soon as something sells, they can get the buyer's address and print out a shipping label.
Okay.
In the future, along with that great idea you had around multiple logins,
Thank you.
we're going to make it even easier for parents who may not be comfortable with shipping, because we do recognize that not every parent is used to selling things on eBay or online.
Yep.
And we'll be providing shipping for them, where a label shows up in a bag, and they just, boom, goes.
Cool. I one of the things that I could really see is, how have you ever seen those big clothing fairs where you have the multi-family households? They all get together. They're usually like at the church basement or they're at a community center. Is actually doing a big digital drive, and it's just you have one big pickup day, right? So it's come in, sign up for this circle or this group or this shop or whatever, right? So you build that in, and then it's just pickup day. So I'm already thinking about how could me and
There's
my
another
family...
nickel for you, Ryan.
All right, I'm working on. I'll rub those two together and make a quarter someday. So it looks like that you can promote it on Facebook and Twitter, and then
Continue
shopping and listing.
And the promoting thing is really important, because we want our sellers to have tools to be able to
Right.
promote the items that they have. And that's not going to be a big piece of the web, actually, is having the tools to be able to sell. And as we think about our product growth, we think about that we're an iOS app now, which is a great posting and shopping tool. But as we grow over time, the web has a whole different interface paradigm. You have a lot more space, and we think about marketing tools for sellers and how they can manage their shop, if you will. And iPad devices have a whole different design paradigm as well in terms of space.
Is this iPhone only, or does it scale to iPad as well?
So this will scale to iPad.
Okay.
It'll run on iPad.
So it's a universal
but it's-
app, and then it does both.
Do you want
Yes.
to speak to that?
Yes, please, Ian.
It isn't optimized for iPad yet.
Okay.
That's in the future, but it can run on iPad.
Okay.
So.
Excellent. Well, this is Kidizen. It's Kidizen.com. Is there any final things that you wanted to share, success stories, things that you've heard from your community that why is it that they continue to be loyal users of Kidizen?
We're talking to our community and our users all the time, every day. They're the ones who helped guide us. They helped build this in many ways, and we love getting feedback. So please email us at hello@kidizen.com. Tell us more. We will respond. We just continue to look for ways to make this an app that they will love and can't live without.
So what would you say your favorite piece of user feedback was that resulted in a new implemented feature?
It's our users who were the ones who told us that they want PayPal.
Okay.
And that is part of the reason why we have PayPal in there. It's something that they're using elsewhere. And so that was a big piece of feedback. But I would say everything about this app, in one way or another, has been informed by what our users are doing and what they want to be doing.
So I'm gonna ask. This is the closing question. So I noticed that there wasn't a big Kickstarter around this. So I don't know whether to ask why not, or applaud you for not being yet another Kickstarter, because you had your idea, you had your dream, and you just did it, rather than asking the community to give you the monies for it, especially for something like software. I mean, there is great applications for Kickstarter. I regularly back Kickstarters, but you actually did it. I mean, it's hard to know, and as a parent, it would be hard. I mean, the idea is great, but it's hard to wait for something like this.
Yeah. Well, so to get from zero to here is a lot of hard work. We're not going to fool anybody. It takes a lot of work to get here, and the reason that we're here is because we're all incredibly committed to this project. We see a really interesting business. It's a lot of fun doing it, and we want to continue to grow the business. The reason we didn't do Kickstarter, so we started out bootstrapping this project, and then we're raising funds. We raised some funds last fall, and we closed a small round that allowed us to all get focused and work on the project and get heads down.
That's awesome. So, thank you all for coming in and talking about Kidizen. This is great. I'm so glad that this is out. I saw it at the conference and was waiting for it to be out in the wild, because I know myself and my family will be taking advantage of something like this. It's such a great alternative. It's going to be kid friendly, kid safe, and my 7-year-old's going to have a field day shopping for new things. So,
Nice. All right, thanks a lot, Ryan.
all right, take care, everyone.
Thank you.